Hi, George here. And today we're going to be changing the color of a white car. And I'll change that color over here to a nice blue color right there, matching that swatch. Fairly easy and straightforward. The only real difficult part about this is actually just making the selection in here. It's really all about selections. So I'll show you how that is done, and then we'll go into changing the color of the car. Let me just go up here and delete all of these layers. There we go. Here's our original layer. And as always, I like to come in here and make a duplicate of this layer. So right-click and choose Duplicate Layer. We'll work on that one. I'll just hide the original. That's just a safety, just in case. Shouldn't be any problems with this particular project. And then let's zoom in. I'll start way back here at the back corner. Now I'm using the scroll wheel on my mouse for that zoom. It's real easy. If you don't have that set up, it's Edit, and come down to Preferences and General, Zoom with Scroll Wheel. And I'll be using the polygonal lasso tool. And because of the complexity of this shape, the only way to do this is with the polygonal lasso tool. So this takes just a little bit longer, but it's well worth it to get a real nice selection. Now I'll just do part of this, but I'll talk you through the process here. We're going to be making a selection around the whole car, all the white part of the car, which is everything in here except the roof up here is actually black roof. So it's everything but that. And then we'll take out the parts that are inside. So I'll start the selection over here. I like starting where there's a nice spot like I have right down here, kind of a nice corner. And with this tool, come in and just click and then give it a beat and do your next click. If you click too fast, like a double click like that, it collapses your selection. So make sure you take your time and just do this selection. And when you're working around a circle like this or a curve, you come in and you click on a point. You can then choose your next point like that and click, and then your next point and click. And with the sharper the curve, you just put your points closer together. Wider the curve or getting into a straight, you just put your points further apart. It's really that easy to do. And then just work your way around. Now notice in here is kind of a gradient right there. You can see that. I come in just on kind of the outside edge of that gradient. And I'll come in right along that point in there. And that's where I put my selections, right along in that point, right in there. And we'll be using this to make a layer mask, and you can always go back in and adjust a layer mask if you need to after your selection is made. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right here. And then I'll go around, I'll do the whole outside selection. I'll then bring it back up again, and I'll show you how to do one of those inside removals. Okay, there's the whole selection. And this will need the window removed back here, this little vent right here removed, the headlight in here removed, and also the front grille removed, and the little logo right up there. All those have to be removed from the selection. Easy to do. I'll just do the headlight right here. Now down here on the polygonal lasso, just come in and choose Subtract. I have my feathering set at 0 on a nice sharp edge. And then same thing, just come in and make a very careful selection right around this shape. And then once we have that done, this will then remove that or cut that out of that current selection. Now, one thing about making selections is it's not a bad idea to save your selection as you go. If you're making a very difficult selection, just go ahead and save that just in case. Then you can come back, and if you have to reload your selection, you can then do that. I'll show you where that is in just a second in here. So just come around and this finish off our selection. Again, I'm taking my time here to position my spots exactly where I want those so that it's not going to be collapsing on me, and it's a nice tight selection. And then just work back up and around and back around to our starting point, which is right there. And that's now cut that out of the selection. Now again, as you're working on selections, not a bad idea if it's a complex one like this to save it periodically. Go up to Select, come down to Save Selection, give it a name, and choose OK. You can then save that selection. And you can do that several times if you want to. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video again, and I'll cut out the rest of these areas that need to be cut out. That's the window, this vent over here, and the front grille, and that emblem. And then I'll bring the video right back up again. And here we go. There is the finished selection. Notice how I've removed the front grille, that little logo up here, and this thing back here, and also the window, and a little bit right there, a little chrome piece on the door handle. I took care of that as well. Now we need to add color onto this. That's easy to do. The first step is to convert this into a layer mask. Go up here, click on the layer mask button, and that converts that into a layer mask. That's just the white part of the car in here. And if you had any mistakes on this, this is the time to fix those. Let me just zoom in a bit right here. And you can fix this by painting either white or black on the layer mask. Go up here, I'll grab my Paintbrush, you want to have this as a hard edge brush. This is a pretty small brush size. It looks okay here. If I'm painting in white, that's going to show something. So white shows, I can actually bring part of the image back in this way. Or if I reverse this and go to black, I can paint that out again. You can add back in your image or take it out again by using the black or the white color over here and paint right onto the layer mask. Okay, Control 0, back to fit screen. Let's now work with our color. Go back over to the color side here, double click, and let's make a new layer above this layer. And I want to fill this layer with color. I already have mine chosen over here. It's this kind of a medium light blue right there. Choose OK. And then take the paint bucket, just click in here someplace. That fills that whole layer here with that color. And then taking the Move tool, go over here, grab the layer mask, hold the Alt key down, drag straight up. That copies the layer mask up onto this layer and basically colors the whole car in that blue. I'll show the background again here. There we go. Now I need to blend that in so you see the contours and so forth. So go up here to that blue layer right here and go up into the blend modes. And the one I found that works best for me anyway for colorizing a white car or a white image is to come down and use the linear burn. And there we go. I think it looks pretty good. Now you can adjust this just a little bit. There are 3 ways to do that. The first adjustment is up here where it says opacity. I'm going to bring this back down to about 85. And that allows a little bit of that white to show through, lightens the car up just a little bit, and you get a few more of these little highlights in here. So that's pretty good. The next thing you can do is go up to Layer, come down to New Adjustment Layer and Levels, and check Use Previous Layer, choose OK. You can then use the middle control here to lighten or darken the overall color, and use the right side to lighten the highlights a bit more. So you can come in here and tweak your values. So you have some controls in there. Or if you want to, let me just delete this layer here. There we go. Other option is go up here to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and Hue Saturation. Again, check that checkbox, choose OK. And now we can come in and actually change the color in here to any other color that you want. Kind of like that orange right in there. That looks pretty good. That's a nice color for that. And you can come in and adjust your saturation as well, make it even brighter. So you have all of your color controls. Now these color controls will not work on the white car. You have to do the color part first because these change the color. They're not going to be changing white. And there you go. Very easy way to recolor a white car. Now if you want to learn more tricks about how to work with Photoshop Elements, I have a complete video training course for this program. And I'll put a link for that at the top of the description. And then I go over all the tools, all the menus, all the panels, everything, and also the organizer as well. Very easy way to learn how to use Photoshop Elements. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any videos in the future and hit that bell icon for notifications. And I'll see you next time.